Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Manfield on this stormy Sunday night for some Sunday night showdown action on the MLE Network presented by APM Music. I'm Lars Newt. I'm going to be your color commentator. Joining me here is Captain Etsoka for your play-by-play. And tonight, to kick it off for us, we've got the Comets and Bulls Champion League. Just a great matchup for us tonight. We've got the Bulls sitting second in their division, but first for the wild card, second in the league. And the Comets, top of their division, but they need to clinch 4 wins here to stay at the top ahead of the demo. Captain Etsoka, what are you excited for here tonight?
I gotta say, I'm just excited to be here. This is my first time casting for MLE over here at Minor League Esports. And I'm really excited. Like, I've always watched and kind of just seen from a distance because I know a good bit of casters throughout the community and players. And I know how much MLE has been an impact for casters and players alike. So it's really exciting for me just to even be here and finally be a part of such a great organization. And I cannot express how excited I am to finally be involved and see these two teams already go at it. It's for being my first MLE experience.
Well, we've got an exciting matchup here for you for that first MLE experience. Champ League, that's going to be Champ 2, C3 level players. And on top of that being kind of a higher level of play, we also have some higher level players in this match. Peyton Eli for the Comets is currently third on the goals leaderboard for Champ League at 37 goals so far this season. And on the other side of the ball, we've got Chef Boyardee at second for MVPR on the season at a 6.66. So we've got a couple of powerhouse players here in this matchup, but I think we're ready to go ahead and jump right in the action. I don't see any reason not to just hop right in. I know our fans are anxious to get going here with this Sunday night showdown action.
No reason to prolong it any further. Let's get it going. As long as we can get our players ready, and I think we all are. Put 5 minutes on the clock. You know what time it is. Let's get it popping. And already a nice 50-50 in the middle, breaking it to the side. Chef Boyardee going to the backfield to get a little bit of boost. Not quite there on that 50. It's going to be Peyton Eli, who gets a nice pass out to the mid, looking for a teammate, but Ocam is just off the net.
It's good to see. Champ League, again, that C2, C3 level, you start to see those pass plays really develop, and Peyton Eli to Occam right off the bat trying to make that happen. But here's a quick turn back down the field. Occam hunting that net, but Chef Boyardee showing that 6.66 MVPR so far with a good save getting back towards the backside here.
Yeah, really well done by Chef Boyardee to make it all the way to the back in time and then catching it in the back rotation. And that was really what stood out to me, is that he was able to go back and get it and still be within rotation to turn it around and put it back on offense. Ocam now with a nice 50 off of Nick Sick, back down to Peyton Eli, who's going to try and dribble his way upfield and is met by Chef Boyardee as it finds its way back to Nick Sick again, and into the corner is Ocam trying to play some defense here, can't get it by, and it's just going to be going back and forth now just past 4 minutes.
So far early in this game, Champ League's a little bit faster. I know we see a lot of ACAD and Foundation League. It's a little slower, teams feeling each other out. We're still in kind of that feel each other out period. We're only a first game. Like we said, it was the Bulls show right off the bat. But once the Comets got it figured out, they started getting good pressure upfield, and the Bulls got a little scrambled on the back end. It just a little bit of, excuse me, we know we continued to have a little bit of technical difficulties here, and it's got us a little scrambled up in the casting booth. But the Bulls, when they're on that defensive end and they spend too much time back there, they get a little scrambled, a little out of position, and it gives the Comets the opportunity to open that up with that Occam Peyton Eli connection to score some goals here.
Yeah, and it just even furthers, the point that the pass plays win the games. Like, they got 2 goals and it came off of 2 passes. And that's really what it comes down to. You got to pass the ball and you got to share the sugar with your teammate. And granted that they were able to score one goal, I mean, by, Chef Boyardee by himself, but still, if they get a little bit more involved in the midfield, start controlling, and like you were saying, instead of staying back, start pushing up towards that midfield and get the midfield passing done, so that way maybe you can make them slip up for a change, put their backs up against the wall, and possibly put some more points on the board.
Yeah, and I think the big difference here is this, despite it being a higher level lobby, we haven't seen a lot of mechanical play. So mechanical plays isn't what's going to make the big difference here. So just like you said, get those passing plays going, and that's going to really open up the defense, draw them out of net, and put them in a bad position, hard to defend against. Ocam has been absolutely killing it with these midfield passes, and even when they don't score in situations like that, you're still forcing the defense to make a play and taking them out of position. A nice double touch commit there, but this could be a chance for Peyton Eli going off the backboard, but there's going to be nobody there to answer that call. A wasted opportunity. That's one thing. We know the Bulls are capable. They're doing so well so far in this season. If you're not going to take advantage of every opportunity you're given, I mean, yes, Comets, you won the first game, but only by one, as here's Nixick towards the net, can't get it, but Chef Boyardee able to easily clean that one up as both Comets caught up and out of position.
Yep, and now first time in the series, the Bulls are finally on the board, and they score first here in game number 2, and a nice pass play to start it off. Just as we were just now saying that the Bulls need to put out the pass plays, and now they're finally starting to connect. And it doesn't even have to be anything fancy or spectacular. A simple off-the-backboard pass will do wonders, and an almost shot there coming off the crossbar from Nick Sick. This ball's going to go the other way.
Again, we're seeing a lot of quick back and forth. I'd like to see one of these teams do a better job controlling the ball, slowing it down a little bit. We've seen the Bulls, again, early in the game on a lot of offense, but they're giving a lot of space for the Comets to come out and put shots on net as that's off the post. And the Bulls handed a little gift there as no one was there to save it, but now Occam up and just touches it away. I think not quite the touch they were looking for.
Yep, Chef Boyardee now finally getting some midfield presence there as Nick Sick picks up the pass from Chef Boyardee and then gets completely demolished for his efforts. Going off the backboard now is Chef Boyardee, and he puts it on target, making the lead 2-0 now as we have 3 minutes and 33 seconds left on the clock.
What did we just get done saying in that first minute of the game is if you are the Comets, yes, you won the first game, but only by one goal. You can't rest on this Bulls offense. They're more than capable of getting up and scoring goals. We've got Peyton Eli as a goal leader, but that high MVPR of Chef Boyardee able to come through, put a couple on net with the assists off Nixick. Just like you were saying, those pass plays open up the defense.
And it also causes like a mishap in defensive rotation because it makes the defense think that, oh, there's nobody in the midfield, I can just go back and try and get my boost. But then when you see that they have the player there in the midfield for an open net opportunity, they're going to have to double back, not only missing the boost in the defensive rotation, but also having the challenge of having to try and do a half flick or just get into position, be it near post or far post, to try and stop the pressure from the offense.
Seen a couple of interesting little moves here as the Bulls giving a little bit too much space to the Comets. You know, again, I mentioned it was not super technical mechanical players, but these are highly capable players. And if you leave that much space, it's going to end up in goals as they're not able to cut this one back towards the net. And now it's the other way, threatening the Comets net. And that is going to do it to give Chef Boyardee their hat trick for the night.
Yeah, and the problem with that one there, is that Peyton Eli and Ocam were in the same place at the exact same time. I already knew off top what Peyton Eli was trying to do. He was trying to send the ball to the other side, get a midfield pass going like they've been doing the entire time. The only problem was that it looked like Ocam was trying to do the same thing. It was easily picked up by the Bulls, and they were able to return the favor and send that ball all the way back to Walmart. And now they have a 3-0 lead here as we pass up halftime. Back down to Nick Sick in the corner, trying to play a little defense. Able to clear this one down the field a little bit. Peyton Eli there to get the answer and send it off the side wall. And Chef Boyardee trying to block that one, but it's going to find its way back to Ocam. Ocam showing a little mechanical skill there. A nice flick, but Nick Sick saw that from a mile away. Able to clear that one out and take control.
Seeing the Bulls, good presence of mind on the defensive end. They're not getting tangled up with each other. They're being patient. They're waiting for that clear to be assured before they abandon the net and come upfield. But that is threatening across the front, but Chef Boyardee is able to touch it away before Peyton Eli can get there. Comets doing their best to challenge at midfield, but it just doesn't seem to be enough. They can't get a good push And at most, they can disrupt that offensive flow for the Bulls, but they can't really break it down and return it back the other way.
Yeah, right now Peyton Eli needs to channel the power of the top hat and get a shot on target, and he does just that. Peyton Eli puts his team on the board with 1 minute and 25 left.
It's a good, accurate pick out of Peyton Eli. I caution that being the strategy going forward, though. If you're going to take shots from midfield, it can work out, and all the credit in the world to Peyton Eli for that good top-shelf pick. But it also leaves the defense lots and lots of time to get up and get in the way, and we've seen this Bulls are very good about being patient and being back towards their own net and not leaving those open shots. It's just Chef Boyardee not able to get up in time.
Yep, that was a little bit dangerous there. Nixick with a nice midfield play. Shot chance for Chef Boyardee, but it's going to go off the crossbar and away. Peyton Eli now taking some control. Can they get the mechanical maneuvering? And no, Nixick gets the save, and the ball goes the other way.
Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but we're just seeing so much pressure out of the Bulls. We only get little flashes of Comets offense, and while it's threatening with what a save out of Nixick, I don't even want to finish what I have to say there. Just coming off the back wall there, reading that shot, and then turning it back the other way. Chef Boyardee, that just, oh my goodness, that pick off the wall.
Yeah, one thing that I'm noticing coming from, the Bulls here is a play style that I like to implement whenever I play ranked. It's allowing your defense to become the offense because, yes, they got 4 goals coming off of 2 passes, but Nixick has had 5 saves, and almost every time he's come off with a save, they're able to turn it and get a fast break play the other way and have capitalized each and every time. Now 4-1, just under 30 seconds. Nearly safe to say that this game is going to go in favor of the Bulls.
This is the danger of this kind of play style, is just relying on those midfield challenges or not getting those midfield challenges. If you don't bring the fight to your opponent, get up in their face and challenge them down on their own end, as they're unfortunate, thinking they had time, Bulls driving it just right across the net, and Occam too easy to be able to come up and just push that one in, teeing it off of Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, one of the dangers there that I saw was, you can do it. It's just, for me as a player, it's my pet peeve not to do it. It's to slow down and dribble while you're just so close in front of your own net. That just spells danger for me. Like, if the ball is dropping down off the backboard in front of my net, I'm trying to hit it as hard as I can the opposite direction, because of plays like that just scare me sometimes. When you're just trying to dribble it away and it just tees off on you and it just leaves just an easy goal for the opposition. And that's going to be it. And the Bulls are going to take game number 2.
All right, so now we're even in the series. We've got Comets up 1, Bulls up 1. The first game, definitely the two teams feeling each other out, and that to the Comets' benefit, that slower play style, allowing them to pick their shots and take advantage of when they wanted to. But now, as the Bulls get aggressive and more up in the Comets' face, it's kind of breaking down for them. And just like you said, the real scoring opportunities for the Bulls came on breaking out of their own end. And I really like the play style of get up in the opponent's face and just pepper the net until it goes in, because you will break down a defensive opponent like that. But it's just really working here off the back of Nixick with 6 saves. That is 2 Savior medals in 1 game. I know we mentioned it yesterday, but sometimes you go through an entire series without 6 saves. And here's Nixick with 6 in 1 game. Obviously, that's setting up Chef Boyardee for those big breakout plays. If you're the Comets, you need to challenge those sooner and be more consistent in the midfield to not allow those plays to advance all the way up and contain it down in the Bulls' end.
Yeah, Nixick definitely was flexing his defensive capabilities there. Picking up 2 Savior medals is impressive, without a doubt, but also not being absent on the offensive side. He was also able to pick up 2 assists while playing that defense, and it just, like we were saying, it just contributes to those fast breakouts when playing that defense. And what actually I thought was interesting is that the Comets actually had 10 shots to the Bulls' 8. And normally when you see games go on, whoever takes the most shots is usually getting the most goals. So it's interesting to see that the team that took less shots actually had a higher shot percentage.
Yeah, but, here's the flip side of that strategy that I'm such a big fan of where you want to keep the ball up in the opponent's end and pressure the net. Is the side of that is you get a little anxious as the attacker, and you start to get sucked up into the offensive end, and you end up with players kind of pushing up a little bit too much. And when they push up too much, then it leaves you vulnerable in the back end. It's exactly what we saw there. Is the Comets pepper the net and get that advantage on the offensive end. They suck up into that offensive end, and it allows the Bulls to get these big, clear plays that end up in goals.
Yep, and now here we go, underway in game number 3. And it's going to be a nice control flick from Ocam over into the side now. Here comes Peyton Eli. Nice touch there, and it gets it past Chef Boyardee. Coming back from Nick Sick, a shot on target, and it will go in. And already, still carrying the momentum from the previous game, the Bulls take the lead early.
This is where we talk about that midfield presence, and Peyton Eli all the way over on the other side of the field, probably rotating back around for boost. If you're going to stay up like that, you have to do it on top of the ball. You can't be floating out there in twos. You just don't have the presence on the field to cover enough coming back the other way. Here we see a threatening posture out of the Comets as they get an opportunity in front of the net. But again, the fact that they're playing twos and not threes burns them a little bit. It took both players just to get the ball up in front of the net, and they didn't have anyone left to push it home. But now, Bulls double committing and scrambling a little bit, but getting away with murder a little bit as they don't get punished for it, and now turning this around and back on the offense.
Yep, I can see Ocam is definitely a fan of doing those Finette flicks, constantly hitting them, but just not putting them into any avail. But finally, a good pass in the midfield from Ocam is going to be able to tie this game up just under 4 minutes.
That is something else. Oh my goodness. Ocam off the wall, out center to Peyton Eli. Peyton Eli up early to throw that home. And we mentioned it in game one. Pass plays in twos, they're risky because it commits both players to one play. But when they work, they're just so effective.
Yep, and here we go. Ocam looking for a self-dribble. Almost got the bump on Nick Sick, but just flew just over Nick Sick on that play. Nick Sick now in the corner and is met by Ocam. Ocam trying to take it himself, but it gets cleared away by Chef Boyardee, and they're going to take this the other way. And Peyton Eli with a nice follow-up touch back down to Nick Sick. Nick Sick with no boost to push this any further, but I don't know if the other team knows that. You got to fake it till you make it, and Peyton Eli is able to pick up on it and clear it the other way.
That's something you see in this transition between the Academy and the Master League that is Champ League, is players getting comfortable in those low boost situations. Academy League, you tend to have a lot of people scrambling. They get low on boost, and they tend to, bail on the ball or bail on the offensive opportunity to go get boost because they're not comfortable at less than 40, 50 boost. As opposed to, at this kind of Champ League, you start to see that transition where, hey, you've got no boost, but you still have control of the ball. Stay on it. Keep the pressure forward, and you can open up some good opportunities as there's the pass. And the pass plays. We love to see it, and here it is. Chef Boyardee center to Nixick, and Ocam in just a terrible spot to get up to that one. Peyton Eli not able to rotate back fast enough.
What really got me was how close the defense was to actually stopping that. It hits off the car, it gets clear to the side, and just barely hits the post and falls in. I got to give an A for effort for the defense on that play. It wasn't quite there enough, but still, I love to see the effort. That was just a fantastic play on offense. Almost even for the best teams to stop that. Well done. And another shot coming off. Can he get the double touch? Chef Boyardee, yes you can. Well done.
Wow, Chef Boyardee just so quick, and Nixick, a great feed up. That's such a tough ball to read, and Chef Boyardee doing a great job positioning to make sure that goes in if it came off the post or not.
In a 2-goal lead, they have the insurance now over the Comets, and that might pay off, but they let it slip between their fingers. What happened there?
Just a quick face-off goal. You know, you've got Chef Boyardee going for boost in the corner, which is very viable strategy, and then just misses the save coming across the net. You know, you mentioned you got that 2-goal insurance, but that doesn't mean you can't play. You can play reckless. It doesn't mean you don't need to focus on the fundamentals of just get up and touch the ball in a safe way to keep it clear of your net.
Yeah, the last thing you want when you're pulling off really good pass plays like that is to have the team come back on you out of nowhere, and a nice midfield pass from Peyton Eli. Ocam now is going to be taking this one to the corner, but it's met by Chef Boyardee, and it's going to be Peyton Eli with a nice boomer on target, maybe off the crossbar, back towards the middle, and no one there to pick that one up. Chef Boyardee gets the clear.
This has been a much more even match. Both teams doing a good job keeping pressure up on the offensive end, and it's been those pass plays that have really been the highlight here, but they're not consistent. They're not able to finish those consistently, set those up consistently. Now here we got Comets both dangerously up on the back wall, and Ocam not able to take that one and finish it off, allows the Bulls to return the favor, come right back down with a demo to open up the opportunity, and that is off the post and just out. Ocam able to get it away.
And that's something that I've been waiting to see. I have rarely seen any demo plays so far, and I know how devastating they could be. So when that demo finally came out, I was hoping and praying we'd finally start to see some fireworks. But it's going to be a nice infield pass from Peyton Eli. But it's Nick Sick who rushes back and is able to get the clear out into the side. A nice 50-50 over Chef Boyardee as it goes back into the corner and away. Nick Sick taking control, and it's going to be Occam who's able to shut that down right there at the midfield.
This is what we asked for out of the Comets, that better midfield presence to keep those Bulls' big offensive clears away from their net. But here's Chef Boyardee up in the air trying to touch past Occam and just doesn't have quite the control they needed for it, but going to be physically pressure, no, decides to back off. And now here's Occam over the top and just misses off the crossbar, and again back as Peyton Eli pushes up, and that is going to give the Bulls another 2-goal lead late in the game here.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you want. And you have to ask yourself, that wasn't even really defensive prowess like we were seeing last game from the Bulls, how they were able to play the defense and then turn it into a fast break. That just seemed like a mishap coming from the offense, because the double touch miss, that's understandable. But the follow-up where you had a shot opportunity, both defensive goalies out of position, and then just slamming it off the backboard, leaving an open net opportunity for the Bulls, that was a little questionable to me. If I was their coach, that was something I would address after this game and maybe run some drills or some training packs so that way you don't let those go by.
Speaking of letting those go by, a little bit of a missed touch out of Peyton Eli opens up the opportunity for the Bulls to come up and strike, and that's a 3-goal lead. 27 seconds to go, which is danger territory, but Occam going to answer right back on the face-off, and now we've got 1 goal per 12 seconds. Very doable. We all know how quick goals can happen in Rocket League, but this is danger territory for the Comets. Not only are they at risk of going down a game in the series, but if they don't win this game, then they're potentially going to lose their spot at the top of their division and their shot at the playoffs. Potentially. We're mid-season. There's still plenty of time for a lot to happen.
Yeah, regardless, you want to be playing your best every single game and every single practice, and the Comets definitely need to pull something out right now. Just 10 seconds, it looks even bleaker and bleaker as the clock ticks away, and that demo is not going to help any effort from the Comets, but neither is another goal. I think that's just about all she wrote, as a beautiful pass over to Nick Sick from Chef Boyardee. The midfield game is going to be the nail in the coffin here with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Now, this is MLE. We say it every single broadcast we do. We play all 5 games of this best-of-5 series because when it comes to playoffs, every game matters. Doesn't matter if the Bulls are about to score another one there. It's going to run out of time before they get a chance to. But every game matters. So let's talk about, further downstream what's going to happen as the Comets here lose their top spot in the division, puts them at risk of not making the playoffs as they're a little far out of the wild card slot to pick one of those up. But we're mid-season. It's week 3. We've got plenty of time left. They have tons of time to pick up games. And who knows, maybe the Demo, who will probably be the new division leader going forward, drop a few games here. They can pick up a new renewed lease on life towards the playoffs. And part of that is every game matters. Mm-hmm. So, and the series isn't over, by the way. We still have potentially two more games for them to win it, as the Bulls are now on match point with 2-1 over the Comets.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's not looking too good for the Comets right now, but it's not like they're, within a sweeping opportunity. They have a win on the board, and they can capitalize on that if they're able to make a comeback going into the next game. So it's not like we haven't seen any sign of life coming from the Comets at all. I still have hope for them, and I am not giving up on them just yet. But with that being said, momentum is definitely in favor of the Bulls right now.
But let's talk about how the Comets can pull this back and get some wins out here. We know they're capable of those pass plays, but the Bulls have done such a good job disrupting the play at the midfield before those pass plays can develop. So what else can the Comets do to open up the net and score some goals here? And you mentioned it earlier, get those demo plays going.
Yep.
That physical play is so disruptive to a defensive effort, both physically clearing out the net, but also mentally clearing out the net as teams get scared that they're going to get demoed. Now they're not focusing on saving the ball, they're focusing on not getting demoed. And B, they just get tilted and frustrated and they don't make the right plays. So get physical, get up in the other team's face, and it's going to open up the net very nicely for you.
Not to mention, we were talking about earlier when Nick Sick was able to get 2 Savior medals in one game. If you're getting those demo plays, to me, there really shouldn't be much of a reason for a player to be able to be in the net and be in defensive position so much that they're able to get 2 savior medals in the same game. If you demo that one person, just get a demo on Nick Sick, you're putting up goals, and now Peyton Eli is going to put up a goal, and they go up 1-0 early.
That's just the quick turn back the other way. We've seen the Bulls do it again and again and again to the Comets, and here it is. The Bulls pressing up a little bit too stacked up on each other and then just getting beat coming back the other way. They don't have the momentum to get back as the Comets able to turn it very quickly and take advantage of that out-of-position Bulls team.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what happened with Chef Boyardee on that last play. Looked like he had the clear going out to the left side, definitely what he should have done and hitting it towards the corner, but it just didn't go far enough, and it just went off the backboard and made it for an easy follow-up coming from Peyton Eli. But a nice pass out into the midfield for Nick Sick. We're going to even up the game with just under 4 minutes.
Wow, it's an offensive clinic out of these teams. When they do get the goals going, they are a thing of beauty. Speaking of thing of beauty, this is an official MLE Network broadcast, so if you see something you like, clip it and send it in for a potential play of the week win here, either in the Discord as Occam scores a nice little tuck into the corner. I don't think we have too much to say about that. Give these players space, they're going to take shots. But send it into the Discord and submit for Play of the Week, or on Twitter at MLE Esports GG, #POTW. And the winner of Play of the Week gets a free case of Balls Guarana caffeinated soda, which is actually what you may have seen me drinking right here, right now. So, Play of the Week, see what you like, clip it, and send it in.
Yep, and going on even further, the Comets are definitely playing the way they need to, and they have the lead here, and they can make it last and go on and to win this and prolong the series even further. But with demo plays like that, that's exactly what we wanted to see, but it goes off the sidebar, and it will be all for naught. And the Comets are holding on, barely escaping with their life on that last play.
That was a great play out of the Bulls, but Occam just barely able to dive back and save it. But now the Bulls right back on the attack as the Comets scrambling a little bit, and that one's touched over top. Bulls can't seem to find the back of the net.
Yep, just kind of straggling along on the Comet side, which necessarily isn't a bad thing for them. They're slowing the ball down, and it does tick some time off the clock, but there's still so much time left for the Bulls to come back and equalize. They need to get something happening on offense, and right now Peyton Eli struggling with no boost. An easy clear for Nick Sick out to the side. Occam now trying to put the pressure on, and Chef Boyardee gets the save and the clear as Peyton Eli goes off the back again, matching up against Chef Boyardee as it finds its way back down and going the other way. Peyton Eli struggling to get back, holding it off just in time and gets the save again. Peyton Eli and Occam not done yet.
Clip that. Peyton Eli, that scramble on defense to make the save. That is potential right there. I would love to see a save make Play of the Week. It's always goals, and just I love the defensive play. When I played sports in real life, I was a defender. I played defensive end, and it's just so great to see those. But now, threatening as Peyton Eli scrambles to get up and doesn't quite get the touch they need. It's off the crossbar and still right back in front of the net. Chef Boyardee, easy cleanup on that nice send downfield.
The defense coming from the Comets has just been extraordinary, and even still that they got scored on, they still saved the initial shot, but Chef Boyardee with a nice read and pre-jump there is able to tie this game at 2 with just over 2 minutes left on the clock. Still anybody's ball game. Chef Boyardee trying to get off the backboard there, and it's another miss from both Chef Boyardee and Peyton Eli. Ball kind of just going slow, and a midfield pass, and Occam looked like he blocked his teammate's shot.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. When you need every little goal you can get here, these highly competitive teams can't afford to have your teammate up in front of the ball, but it just happens sometimes as you're rotating through. And that's part of that physical play, is rotating through the defense, but that also means there's another body in front of the net with the potential to block a shot.
Yep, now Chef Boyardee going off the side, trying to get past Peyton Eli, but it's going to be a nice follow-up from Nick Sick, and he pays for it with his life. Straight to the graveyard is Nick Sick from Peyton Eli, as Occam taking control now towards the mid. Peyton Eli going up and off the side. Can he get the follow-up touch? Yes, he can. Back to Occam. Shot on target, and it goes in.
What a play. This is what we want to see. We've got the great plays on defense and offense, but Peyton Eli able to get that one towards center, and then Occam on net with Peyton Eli just ready to clean that up, and that is where the pass plays and the peppering the net really comes to life. That good pressure forward forces the defense to come out and make a challenge, but the unfortunate side is that also means they're out of the net now. They had to come out to make that challenge. and there's just no one left if they can't successfully make that challenge. As here, Occam is going to extend that lead off of a nice little easy center pass out of Peyton Eli.
This is what we call the Fnac and finesse. That was just a beautiful use of the Fnac, a beautiful flick out into the middle, and Occam just there sitting and waiting to attack, and now they are up 2 with the insurance goals with just a minute left. This is a completely different Comet team than we saw last game, and I absolutely love what I'm seeing.
That being said, we saw where the insurance goals got them burned in the last game, and they ended up losing that one. Can they hold on here? It's only 48 seconds, but that's going center. And Nixick able to have that lead down, drawing it to 1.
I do love the back and forth, I gotta say. Chef Boyardee in the Bulls and says, hey, you know what? We can do pass plays too. Try and stop this. Occam had a good read on the ball and nearly was able to save it away from the far post, but it was just too much push coming from Nixick. And now, just like that, the insurance goal is gone. 40 seconds left on the clock. Nixick out into the corner with a nice touch, and Peyton Eli with a miss, and another missed opportunity from Nixick as the ball goes the opposite way. Chef Boyardee buying a little time.
Ooh, that's a dangerous pick, but wow, Nixick off the post, able to pinch it out. This whole series does not feel like a Champ League series with the plays we've seen going both ways on offense, the passing plays, and then on defense, some of these saves, but it's not enough. Chef Boyardee, 14 seconds to go, ties it up.
That's just some of that Fnac and finesse I've been talking about. It definitely is a thing. Had the read on the ball, the defense was there, saw what was happening, but Chef Boyardee just put a little bit more power behind it with that flick, and it was just too quick and too fast to stop. We are all tied back up at 4.
This is just got. I wish I was wearing my watch right now, get a read on my heart rate, as it's probably through the roof watching these teams go back and forth. That's threatening the net, and it's just wide. Bulls not able to take the win before it goes to overtime, as it goes over top, and it just drops to the ground. Here we are in game 4. It feels like it's been so much more with how this has been, just so back and forth. But game 4, overtime, Comets trying to stay alive in this series.
And that was almost painful. The Comets, oh, and speaking of pain, that's gonna hurt. They almost had the goal themselves, but it gets turned right back around. Chef Boyardee reads this like a pop-out book and says, I know where this is going. Right into the net. A beautiful read with a pinch for 79 miles an hour, and they get the dub in OT. Well done, Bulls.
Wow. So Bulls are going to take the series, but as we mentioned, I won't harp on it too much. Every game matters. Comets need to come back and make this next one count. But let's look at this scoreline for a second here. Shots for Bulls and Comets, 6 and 4 for each player respectively on each team. It's just been so even back and forth, and they've just done such a good job at putting pressure on each other's nets, and then the same way coming back. They've done such a good job of defending those nets, but I'd still like to see some more of that physical play, especially out of the Comets, as they need to pick a win up here to try to salvage what they can out of this series.
I know that Chef Boyardee already got the MVP medal, but I got to give him a little bit more attention right now. When you have 100% goal participation with a hat trick and 2 assists, that just needs to be addressed even further. Just being able to come down with 100% goal participation and recovering 2 saves on defense just shows that Chef Boyardee was exactly where he needed to be at exactly the right time on both sides of the ball, and that is just all-star level of play right there. Big shout out to Chef Boyardee.
Absolutely. Not to say that the Comets haven't done an awesome job themselves. Some of those offensive plays, a couple of those saves were just mind-blowing. This whole series, if we did a classics for MLE, I would nominate this to be one of them. This whole series has just been incredible. The back and forth, the competition, how close it's been. Current scoreline of 3-1 doesn't reflect how close these teams really are.
Yep, and already here we are in Game 5. Felt like it just went by so fast, and we are just underway here. Nixick with a nice touch coming off the backboard. A banger there for Chef Boyardee, but Occam gets the save in a well-read play.
This is just, oh my God, it's such close, intense Rocket League, and this is what you want to see out of a competitive atmosphere, as Peyton Eli just doesn't have the boost to get there, and it's coming back the other way. But if you think this is as exciting as we do, and you want to be a part of it, and you're not a member of the community already, I'm going to stop with a pitch right now as Occam able to tuck this one away, as the Bulls miss touch on defense, can't get this ball clear.
Yep, Occam said, hold on just a second. Hold on to that pitch. I got some scoring to do. Record on the highlight reel play. We're going up 1 in game number 5. Well done, and a well-placed shot there is going to put them up 1-0. Again, barely 30 seconds gone. And still, like you said, every game counts. So if you're going to win, might as well do it in game number 5. And another score for Occam.
Occam with the ground-to-air dribble, nice little carry, and then just smacking it home on top of Nixick here. Wow. Again, clip it. Play of the week material we've got all over the place here.
Yep, already 2 goals and not even a minute gone yet. The Comets are out there offensively, and Nixick going off the side now, looking for the pass to Chef Boyardee, but it's going to get knocked down. Nixick trying to take control, but Occam is not having it. A nice shot there, and it goes in. What an angle.
Wow, that's just a terrific cut out of Occam, and a good pressure. That's what we've been asking for so long out of this Comets team, is challenge the ball early. Don't give Bulls space to make those big clear plays. And here we're seeing it as the Comets get up in the Bulls' face. They're not getting physical or bumps or demos, but they're making those challenges so quick and so early, and it's just putting so much pressure on the Bulls. It's allowing the Comets to come up and score a 4th just over a minute into this game.
Yeah, they were like, okay, well, we might have lost last game, but we're not going to lose the last game. They are coming out striking extraordinarily hard. 4 goals just over a minute. Like, that is just nonstop offense.
Not just 4 goals, but 4 for Occam themselves off 1 assist from Peyton Eli. You know, we saw so much out of Peyton Eli making plays, setting things up, either with the assists or with the goals themselves. But Occam coming to play. Where was this 2 games ago when you needed the wins in the series?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing.
Guys, Chef Boyardee over top to Nixick, back down, and then Chef Boyardee to finish. That's the upfield, infield play. That is why the Comets have to challenge early, because when the Bulls get space to make those big plays all the way down the field, this is what you see with another clip-worthy shot.
Yeah, I'm not trying to voodoo, Cassius curse anybody, but I will say 3 minutes and 25 seconds is a lot of time. A comeback is definitely possible. Nixick now out into the side. It's going to be taken by Occam with a beautiful pass opportunity, barely missed by Peyton Eli. And Chef Boyardee is going to take this the other way. Has Nixick out in the middle, but Occam is going to send that one right back where it came from. And it's going to go to the other way again. Nixick with a powerful touch there. And it's going to stop barely into the mid. And it's going to be beautifully read. Nixick wins the 50 and cuts the lead down to 2.
That's it. That's all I got to say. You know, Nixick, that was a great read. Peyton Eli panicking off of that first mistouch. And that's something we've seen uncharacteristic through this series. Champ League is high. It's good players, but it's still prone to more mistakes than you typically see. As now we're going to see Occam score again. Not all I'd say they're quick fit kickoff goal. We're just going to keep rolling. You tend to see more mistakes at this level than you do perhaps at the Premier League level. But it's been uncharacteristic for these teams to make mistouches, to make whiffs, to make mistakes. But now, at least 2 goals in this series, 1 for the Comets and 1 for the Bulls, have come off of those kind of mistakes. The first one with the Bulls just straight up missing that touch and making that mistake. But then Peyton Eli dropping it in front of the net and then panicking and losing the 50. Very uncharacteristic of these teams, which just speaks to the level of play of both of these teams, that they've been so wildly consistent throughout this entire series.
Yep, and I like how they've been, like, off of that last goal, definitely off the kickoff, going for the cheat up in 2s, which is something I don't regularly do, because to me it feels more like a gamble than anything. But that's the thing about gambles. You can win, and right now the Comets have been winning off of almost all their 50s, and now the Bulls and Nixick going to be taking this the other way, met by Peyton Eli into the middle. And now back towards the corner as Nixick gets a nice clear up high with a nice touch going all the way downfield. And that's going to be another goal. They are within 2 again.
Again, it's what we've been saying this whole time. When you give the Bulls the space to make the play all the way down the field, they're going to capitalize on it and they're going to punish you for it. But I'm going to take this second to try to finish what I was saying, because I'm sitting here, my face hurts, I'm grinning so much with how much fun we're having on this series. If you're not a member of the community, you just stumbled across us here at MLE Sports GG2. Join. It's so much fun. MLEsports.gg/apply. Get on one of these teams. I know our admission staff is great. DJ would love to get you well on your way to being on one of these teams, and we'd love to have you. It's a ton of fun. It's a great, fun-loving, positive, supportive community, and it's a great way to get better. You get so much better as part of these teams, as part of this community. And then, also, on the MLE Sports website, MLEsports.gg, we've got merch, stats, power rankings, articles. It's everything you would expect from a competitive league on top of these excellent streams. I know our production staff is awesome. So, come out, apply, join us, MLEsports.gg/apply.
Couldn't have said it any better myself. That sounded like legit professional. Like, if that was popping up on my timeline, I'd click on it instantly. Well done. Kudos to you, sir. But now we are going back underway. Just a minute and 35 left into the match, and a 3-goal lead in favor of the Comets. Nicely done, Chef BRD winning that 50-50. Look at Nick Sick getting up there high and fast, but it's not going to be enough as Peyton Eli was there to read that one and get the save and send it the other way. A nice pass going to Peyton Eli and just barely off target as this one flies straight back down into the ground. Peyton Eli with the follow-up and extends the lead by 4.
Wow, this is the Comets team we wanted to see earlier in the series. These pass plays, this consistent pressure up on the net, and this is what happens when you do that. You get so quick to the ball, and it leaves the defense scrambling. The Bulls scrambling for boost, scrambling for position. There's nothing they can do to keep this ball away from their net.
Peyton Eli now doing some self-dribbling. Playing a little bit more cut and loose, it seems, but when you have a 4-goal lead, you can start having a little bit of fun, but don't get too crazy because the Bulls will definitely use that to their advantage. Just under a minute now, and it's going to be Chef Bayardi slowing it down in front of his own net, clearing it out into the side. Chef Bayardi now taking his time, going off the back wall. Could be a beautiful pass opportunity, but guess what? He doesn't have a teammate. Nick Sick gets completely murdered in the midfield by Peyton Eli.
You know, you just mentioned that doesn't have a teammate. We didn't ever really see that physical play come to fruition. I know we asked for it again and again and again, and no team really embraced it, but no one needed to. Well, I guess maybe the Bulls could use it here in Game 5, but no one really needed it. It was been such a great offensive showcase on how do you open up the defense just through consistent, fast team play. And here, Jeff Boyardee up for the double, but it's not going to matter as Nixick is able to find that corner all the way back from over in the Bulls' end.
Yeah, this just looked like a nice Steph Curry jumper from the top of the key. Floats all the way nice out, doesn't hit a sidebar, goes straight in. Nobody there on defense. That's just a beautiful, nice floater shot from beyond the half-field mark. I mean, it's not going to be enough, but it's still good to see going towards the end of the game. And they're going to extend the lead. Occam extending the lead again to 4 with just under 10 seconds. And I think it's safe to say the Comets are going to take game number 5.
I think this is such a fitting end to this series where we've had such close competitive games between these two very close competitive teams. The fact that it's going to end up as a 3-2 series, it's just perfect. It's poetry in motion as these teams come out. Now Chef Boyardee looking to style a little bit up on that ball, knows this series is over, figures get a play of the week opportunity for themselves, but nothing doing. This ball's going to fall to the ground, and the Comets are going to walk away with an 8-4 win in Game 5. A little late in the series to be making that big of a change, but man, what a series. Wow, it was fun.
Comets definitely turned it on in game number 5. You got 2 hat tricks coming from Occam, and then you have a playmaker medal for Peyton Eli. Well done. Way to turn it around. And like you said, every game counts. So even if, it was too little too late to win the series, they still get a win in game number 5, and that's just going to pad the stats, and it's going to be even more in their benefit.
Exactly. But that is it for our first series here. So we got a couple of things to mention. First, if you haven't already, like I said, we got some Balls Guarana here. Go ahead and check them out. It's a great caffeinated beverage, good alternative to a typical energy drink. I don't get this for free. I went out and bought this with my own time and my own money because I wanted to drink it just to be ready for this series. But on top of that, we're going to throw to an intermission here coming up before we come back for some more exciting MLE action with some Foundation League action, which is in its own right. It's a whole lot of fun in its own way. But before we get there, during the intermission, we got the play of the week from week 2. So stick around and hang out for that. We'll be right back with you.